Well, hello, boys and girls. It's rum o'clock in the morning, and I'm trying to be quiet so I don't wake up all the ladies in the basement. Yeah, it's a little bit gooey. There's a lot of lube action going on. For the dispensers were on full force, but we made her through. Anyways, I've been told not to take so long with these things. I had an actual letter. It said, "Why the fuck do you take so long with these things?" Pretty short letter. But all right, I'll try to take her down a notch. So I'm off to Nashville now. Nashville and what they're going to do in the summer. I think the Nashville Predators, basically, they have two prospects. They need help up the middle still, obviously. You lose Johansson and you're left with Fisher, who's really a really good third liner now. He's also going to be a free agent this year, which I'm sure they're going to sign him for a little less than what he's making now. And they have Kamenev and Trenin. Trenin's interesting. He's big, but he still has a lot of growing. He still has to grow into his body. I just don't think he's ready yet to be a second line center. If he can come in and take camp and make it, then wonderful. You can play Fisher elsewhere in the lineup and play him on the third line or something. But for sure, without a doubt, what they need in the summer is a centerman. Problem? No big centerman in the free agent market unless you think you're going to get Thornton, and you're not. And you want to throw Hansel a lot of money? I wouldn't. But the guy I think you might be able to get, and it'd be a perfect complement for Fisher because Fisher's scoring ability is going down, but his all-around game is still pretty fantastic, as the playoffs have shown, is Gagner. Gagner, I don't think Columbus is going to be able to sign him for what he's going to get now that he showed himself well there. But you could probably still get him for 2.5. Maybe you might have to go $3 million to pick him up. And when you have a coach like Laviolette who can just utilize his players in such a specific way and get the best out of them, the best at what they do. Gagner, I think, it might be the money for you guys. He's not the best defensive player. He's pretty weak on the boards, but you've got so much of that in your organization, it could probably compensate, but you need a scorer there. Do not touch your defense, including your your fifth and sixth guys, who are Irwin and Weber. I think that they're perfect for that role. I hope you keep them in there. Certainly don't touch your top four. I've heard people saying, well, maybe it's time to trade Ekholm or blah, blah, blah. Don't listen to that. I hope you don't. I'm sure Poyle is a smart guy. Your top four is probably the best in the league. In a small market, take that. If you can get anything to be the best in the league in a small market, you're laughing, and that's why you are where you are in the playoffs. So you don't touch that. Besides that, your wingers are not bad. You got Arvidsson, Forsberg, Neal. You got enough scoring on the wing, really. If you want to plug a hole here and there, great. You got Aberg, who might get a chance. I mean, there's a guy that could play on the fourth line, work up and down the lineup. You do need some more prospects. I wouldn't trade your first-round pick this year. I'd give it a shot because you're a small market team. You really can't afford it unless you can't get Gagner. If you can't get Gagner, if you don't think you're going to get Gagner, then yes, I would probably do something like that. Trade your first or something. You do have to get a second-line center. No doubt about it. You do have to get depth up the middle. The good news is you are in a expansion year, and there's going to be a lot of player movement all over the place. You might even be able to get a better player than Gagner in a trade without even giving up your first. So if you could, then wonderful. I couldn't tell you which player that would be. I don't know exactly how it's all going to go down in expansion. I'm trying to work it. Well, by the way, with expansion, what are you going to do? You've got Ekholm. You make a deal with Vegas that they don't touch Ekholm. Whatever you got to do, there's where you might have to give up your first. If you got to give up your first, you give up your first. You might have to give up one of those players I was telling about, like Trenin or Kamenev. But you just don't get rid of them, and you don't trade them either. I don't care if you got to give up your first. It's a weak draft. Keep it. Don't get rid of your top 4. Anyways, look at that. I kept it to 5 minutes. I just did a Pittsburgh one. It's longer, but if you can find the time, be blessed by the pearls of wisdom, boys and girls. How could you not have enough time? I understand. You have you don't have much of an attention span. You have attention. I get it because I have no attention span whatsoever. Check out my other videos on my Pearls of Wisdom. I got a Crosby one out there. I got one on Kovalchuk. I just did one on Subban, and you're gonna love it. You'll spend. It's just like you're gonna spend all day watching them. You'll be so amazed by the enlightenment. Yeah. Have a great. Oh, stay well lubed. Have a great day, and lots of love to you.